What are we doing today, Ivan?
Today, we're showing you how to hardwire a Varex exhaust system, and we're going to show you some sound clips and review it and show you some flybys. So first of all, we got custom mufflers. So we went to the exhaust shop and got it all fitted and with hangers, custom hanger locations and flanges. So if you can get a set system, do that for your car. But since we couldn't do that for this car, we had to go to the exhaust shop and get it fitted.
Right.
Which wasn't that expensive anyways.
How much was it for you?
About $200 or something.
Oh, not bad.
But now we're gonna show you how to hardwire it to the car so you don't have to use a stupid remote.
Okay, alright.
Okay. This first thing to do is we need to make 6 wires that connect it to a Spade so that when we connect it to our switch, it's easier for us, so we can just put it straight in like that. We're gonna shove our heat shrink in first.
Nice.
Otherwise, we forget.
Always put your heat shrink in first, otherwise you're gonna find yourself.
You'll be a moron. And then put this in.
Alright.
That's good enough. And then
Crimp.
just crimp that down like this. Like that. That'll do. Heat shrink on. And now, too much heat shrink.
Nice.
And heat shrink.
Nice.
And there we go. That's one done. And obviously do it with a longer wire. This is just a demonstration. You need 2 of them, the whole length of the car.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna go all the way to the end of the car. We'll show you in the end.
Okay. Alright, so you must get the right switch for this to work. You need to get a momentary dual pole, dual throw switch. The momentary means that it doesn't stay in the position that you clicked it into. And as for DP/DT, you can go Google what that is. Just make sure you get that one. It should have 6 terminals in the back, like this.
So how do we wire it up?
Well, I'll show a diagram somewhere with voiceover, and you'll know exactly how to wire it up.
Okay.
Alright, so this is sort of stage 1. Basically, your switch should look like this now. This cable here, it doesn't look like it, but imagine this is a lot longer and goes all the way to the back. So this,
Oh my god, Andrew, you idiot. Imbecile. Moron.
So this cable here is, imagine this goes all the way through your car, all the way to the back into the boot, and it connects directly to the motor. And this is the black one, should also go all the way through the car and connect directly to your motor. These 2 short ones, well, they're short. They're going to be used as jumper cables. And so how it's going to work is like this. The black jumper cable must be on the opposite corner to the black motor cable. And the red jumper cable must be on the complete opposite corner to the red motor cable. So these 2 middle terminals...
Oh my god. Can you
Look,
stop dropping it?
I have bad hand-eye coordination.
Why didn't you... We need a jumper cable for you.
I'll jump you in a second.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm going to show you how to jump this cable to that cable, and yes, they're supposed to be connected together into one node. So get a splice connector set, and basically the way this works is this end goes onto the cable you want to splice onto the other cable. So the other cable will have this clamp on it, and then once you connect these 2 together, you can join them together and then it will be spliced. Alright, so after you've jumped the cable, it should look like something like this. You should see the, this cable here. Once
Show
again.
us from the bird's eye view.
Yeah, you're a bird. Alright, so once you've jumped the cable, it should look something like this. This wire here is still the wire that goes directly to the motor, runs through your car. This red one also runs through your car, but now you should have 2 jumper cables on the opposite corner that's spliced onto those. I don't know how to explain why you need to do this, but just do it. That's the only way to get this working. So that leaves these 2 terminals. Alright, let's explain where these 2 terminals go. It's quite simple now.
First, we've got to show you how to do the fuse taps.
That looks like a fuse, is it not?
I'll fuse your head. So yes, you will need a fuse tap. It's my opinion, it's better to use a fuse tap. So this is gonna get your positive power, and then just get an eye connector and connect it to another piece of wire. This is for your negative. And then now we're gonna show you
ground.
Oh yeah, sorry, ground.
Yeah, the ground.
Oh, ground your head. Now we're gonna show you how to connect that onto, or what it's gonna look like once it's connected to the switch.
So so we finished wiring it up, and let's just reiterate what it's going through. So you can see this cable here is from the back of the car. It goes all the way to the motor. I mean, it goes nowhere right now, but you guys don't need to know that. Yeah, and so you connect the main motor cables into the bottom, make sure, left corner, right corner, and then you get two shorter wires from the opposite corner. So black is down here, and then the other black jumper short cable goes on the opposite corner, and then red, and then you jump it by using this splice cable to the main motor cables. And so after you do that, it should leave you with two terminals on the side. In the middle, sorry. Over here and over here. For one of these terminals, connect it to a fuse tab, which you will then plug into a 12-volt source in your car. And for the other one, find any bolt in your chassis or whatever and just bolt it down and tighten it, and that'll act as a ground. And once all of this is connected and you power on your car, you should be able to just flick the Varex switch and it should just start working. So we're in the car now with Ivan.
So I decided to put my switch here in my little side panel, and it looks pretty inconspicuous. So
it's just hanging there, doesn't even fit.
The fuse tab has gone over here into the fuse box.
Let me get it down here.
So the switch comes down here into this fuse tab here.
Yeah.
Which goes into the fuse tab goes into this fuse box, which I've decided to tap into a cigarette port, fuse box port.
Yep.
So that it only works when the car's on. And my negative, I decided to bolt it up there somewhere, over here.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
And then,
so any bolt in there works as long as it's metal.
Yeah.
And make sure the metal is not coated with paint, because that's insulated.
Yeah.
It needs to be bare metal.
Or you can get some sandpaper and rough it up a little bit so you get bare metal.
Yeah.
So after that, we've undid all these panels. And the wire has gone all the way back to the back of the car, which we'll go to now. Okay, so once you've done all your wiring, main wiring, and you've created your big ass loom, and you put it, fed it from the front of your car where you want it to be in your interior, and fed it through under all the panels and fed it back into the exhaust area. And you've got this big ass this wire that's from the front of the car. We need to connect it to the exhaust motor. So this is the exhaust motor wire. So we've just cut the standard connector off of the Varex standard connector, because we're going to replace it with one of our own connectors, which you can get off eBay, and it's just like this.
That looks very similar to the Varex standard connector as well.
I think it's different. The one that came with these exhausts were like.
What's important is this is waterproof.
Yeah.
So when you drive your car underwater, your Varex will still work.
Well, the only reason we're replacing the connector is because I couldn't find a female version of the Varex connector. So
I'm gonna refrain from making some Andrew Tate jokes. That's an interesting looking heat shrink you got there, Ivan.
Right. So this is a heat shrink solder splice.
Yeah.
And apparently you just fit both wires in.
Audience what it looks like.
You fit both wires in.
Yes.
Like so. And then you just heat it, right?
Yeah, you just heat it, and it should solder in the center, and the blue bits are glue, which should seal up both ends and give it some
Andrew,
weatherproofing.
Bring out the lighter.
Alright, I'm gonna help him with this, and then I'll update you later.
Alright, so we've just soldered all the plugs onto the wires.
And we've somehow managed to not set the whole car on fire.
And so you just make sure that the red is going to the red side of the connector when you plug it in, and that's red to red, so that's going this way, so we're good. And now, if you ever need to take the exhaust off, you have a connector that you can just take off.
Nice.
Simple. Now, as you can see, we've just tucked it away neatly behind the heat shield, so that
can't even see it.
The wire won't even get hot. So let's see if it works now.
Alright. Nice. Alright, so we just went for a drive. How do you think your car sounds?
I think it sounds great, and I like that we can have no drone and drone or loud. And be loud.
Not like my car.
Do you think it's loud enough?
I think it could be louder. We got to put in that test pipe. Just remove your cat entirely.
Why don't we just remove the whole muffler? Anyways, what are we doing next time, Andrew?
Oh, I think we're going to the track day.
Oh, we're always going to the track day.
Yeah, always. We live on the track.
Alright, we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.